High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. High performers have simply mastered, either on purpose or by accident through necessity, 6 habits that matter most in reaching and sustaining long term success. We call these habits the HP6. They have to do with clarity, energy, necessity, productivity, influence, and courage. Why do some people succeed more quickly than others and maintain that success over the course of decades? And out of that extremely small subset of people, why do some of them seem miserable while others live happy lives? Here are the explanation of 6 habits. Seek clarity. This is the number one. High performers don't necessarily get clarity. Instead, they seek it more often than other people. So they tend to find it and stay on their true path. For example, successful people don't wait until next years to perform self-evaluation and decide what changes they want to make. I have worked with Oprah, and she starts every meeting by saying, "What is our intention for this meeting? What is important? What matters?" High performers constantly seek clarity that makes them better at sifting out distraction because they constantly refocus on what is important. A simple approach to seeking clarity is to focus on 4 things: self, skills, social, and service. How do you want to describe your ideal self? How do you want to behave socially? What skills do you want to develop and demonstrate? What service do you want to provide? Asking and answering those questions more often than other people will definitely get an edge. Second is generate energy. Our research shows, unsurprisingly, that most people lose energy throughout the day. By 2 or 3 p.m., they're starting to flag, and many finish the day feeling wiped out. But some extremely busy and productive people aren't wiped out. What we found is that most people bleed out energy and intention in the transitions between tasks, between meetings, etc. High performers have mastered their transactions. They are more likely to take a quick break, to close their eyes, to meditate, to give themselves a short psychological break that releases their tension and focus from one activity, so they are primed to take on the next. They recharge themselves throughout the day between activities. It's as if they generate energy throughout the day instead of losing it. Number 3, raise necessity. Before every major activity, high performers raise the psychological necessity regarding why it is important for them to perform well. I was working with Olympic gold medal sprinter. One day I asked, when you are lined up against all these other sprinters and the difference in winning and losing is hundredth of a second, how do you know who is going to win? He said, I would put my money on the person who says, I'm going to do this for my mom. I have had similar conversations hundreds of times with the top 15% high performers, and they all tell themselves why it is important for them to succeed at whatever they do that day. They all associate a deep sense of identity with performing with excellence. Number 4, increase productivity. High performers increase the outputs that matter. When Steve Jobs came back to Apple, he stripped down the product line. Then he focused on increasing the quality of the product that remained. Number 5, develop influence. High performers develop influence by teaching people how to think and challenging them to grow. Teach people how to think and you change their life. High performers say things like, think of it this way, or what if we approach it this way, or what do you think about this? Over time, they train the people around them how to think, because when you impact someone else's thoughts in a positive way, you have influence. High performers challenge the people they care about to grow. That's what makes the most difference where influence is concerned. Number 6, demonstrate courage. We did a tremendous amount of research on courage, and we found that in the face of risk, hardship, judgment, the unknown, or even fear, high performers tend to do a couple of things. First, they speak for themselves. They share their truth and ambition more often than other people do. They also speak for other people more often than others do. In short, high performers are willing to share the truth about themselves.